Hello, I'm Perry Goldstein, Chair of the Department of Music at Stony Brook University. I'm speaking to you from the stage of the recital hall of the Stoller Center for the Arts on the campus of Stony Brook University on Long Island, New York. This was the site of the inaugural Lillian and Murray Barbash JS Bach Competition held last December. Like many other artistic events over these last several months, we've migrated online, but fully expect to be back live here next year for the next iteration of the competition. This competition is for string players aged 16 to 30 who perform any of the works by JS Bach for unaccompanied string instrument. The winner will receive a prize of $5,000 and perform at the second annual Island Symphony Bach Festival at St. Peter's By-the-Sea Episcopal Church in Bayshore, Long Island, tentatively scheduled for June 2021. The second place prize is $1,000. Our competition is named for Lillian and Maurice Barbash, great patrons of the arts on Long Island and beyond throughout their lives. In addition to commissioning works for Yo-Yo Ma, Emmanuel acts with her husband, Murray, Lillian served as the executive director of the Islip Arts Council for 31 years, building it into a world-class presenter of classical music. Under her leadership, the Arts Council sponsored the enormously popular annual Free New York Philharmonic concerts, attended by thousands in Long Island's Heckscher State Park every summer. Lillian also produced a chamber music series that featured such leading ensembles as the Beaux-Arts Trio, music from Marlborough, and the Juilliard String Quartet. This competition is a tribute to the couple by their children, Kathy, Susan, and Shepard Barbash. Fortunately, Lillian was alive to witness the inaugural competition and meet our extraordinarily talented winner, Rachel Ellen Wong. Sadly, Lillian died on July 4th, but I'm told that she spent her final months listening to Schubert, Tchaikovsky, and, of course, JS Bach. The Bach that you heard during the opening titles is, in fact, an excerpt from Rachel Ellen Wong's prize-winning performance. A few days after winning our competition, Rachel was informed that she would be the recipient of a coveted Avery Fisher Career Grant, the first Baroque artist so honored. We are gratified to know that our newly established competition attracted such accomplished young musicians and hope that the Barbash competition continues to be a good luck charm for its winners. This year's competition attracted over 130 gifted musicians from all over the globe. Selecting 5 finalists from such a strong field was no easy task. Now it's time to meet these young artists. Violinist Selina Beitou is a student of Cleveland Orchestra violinist Isabel Troutwine and assistant concertmaster Jessica Lee. She was one of 2 grand prize winners of the Cleveland Pops 2017 Jean L. Pettit Memorial Music Scholarship Competition and first place winner of the 2018 Duquesne Young Artist National Solo Competition. She will perform Bach's Partita No. 2 in D minor. Cellist Maxime Kennesson graduated with a master's degree summa cum laude from the Paris Conservatoire and has since been an artist in residence at the Jaruski Academy and the CRR de Paris with his trio Zelia piano trio. Since September 2019, he has been an artist in residence at the Queen Elizabeth Music Chapel in Waterloo, Belgium. He will perform Bach's Suite No. 5 in C minor. Violist Claire Borg is a Curtis Institute of Music diploma student of Pamela Frank and Arnold Steinhardt. Claire was a winner of the New England Conservatory's Concerto Competition, performing with the NEC Chamber Orchestra, and appears regularly with the Jupiter Symphony Chamber Players, among many other ensembles. She will perform Bach's Partita No. 3 in E major. Cellist Gertrude Anna Gudmundsdottir studied at the Reykjavik College of Music, Northwestern University, and received her master's degree from the Juilliard School last year. Her string quartet, Ami, won first prize at the 2017 WDAV Young Chamber Musicians Competition and the 2017 Dover String Quartet Competition. Passionate about new music, she co-founded the Elja Ensemble, an Icelandic chamber collective dedicated to innovative programming and performance. She will perform the Suite No. 2 in D minor. Violinist Dongyong Jake Shim was the 2020 gold medalist and Bach Prize winner in the Stuhlberg International String Competition. He is a Dean Scholarship student of Donald Weilerstein at the New England Conservatory. He will perform the Sonata No. 3 in C major. Before we hear the performances, I'd like to thank our distinguished jurors. These include cellist Colin Carr and violinist Philip Setzer, both professors of music at Stony Brook University. Early music pioneer, violinist, and professor of music at the Jacobs School of Music at Indiana University, Stanley Ritchie. Violinist Stephanie Chase, a top medalist in the 7th International Tchaikovsky Competition in Moscow, and cellist Tanya Tompkins, artistic director and co-founder of the Valley of the Moon Music Festival in Sonoma, California. After the performances and during the time it takes for the jurors to deliberate, we will air an interview of last year's winner, Rachel Ellen Wong, conducted by judge and cellist Colin Carr, and then we'll be back live for the announcement of our winners. So thank you for tuning in and enjoy the glories of Johann Sebastian Bach.
So hello everyone. My name's Colin Carr. I'm the cello professor at Stony Brook University. And I was on the jury this time last year of the inaugural Lillian and Maurice Barbach Bach Competition here at Stony Brook. The second competition would have been held here, but of course everything is online. And we're spread all over the world, the competitors, the jury, but it's still been a wonderful experience so far. Last year, I think there were 50 competitors. This year, we had an unbelievable jump to 130. So it's very exciting. And Rachel Wong is here with me. Rachel won the competition last year. It was quite an extraordinary performance that she gave, well, performances that she gave through the competition. And extraordinarily, the jury was totally unanimous in deciding that Rachel should be the first prize winner of this competition. I say extraordinarily because nobody ever agrees about Bach. So it was very, very easy for us. Rachel's performance was amazing. And Rachel, thank you so much for talking to me now. And I'm just so happy you're here. You've had quite a year.
Yeah.
We've all had quite a year, I guess, but tell us how you've managed to stay positive and excited and alive with, I guess, almost no concerts.
Yeah. I guess, well, big thing is I moved back home, and it's something I've always wanted to do, just because I'm from Seattle area in Washington State, and it's a very beautiful location, and I love hiking, and that makes me feel very alive just to be outside. I won the Avery Fisher Career Grant, and
yes.
I decided, yes, I decided to use some of the funds to record all the and partitas for solo violin by Bach, and so that kept me busy, and it's still keeping me busy because now I'm doing the edits and all of that.
That's wonderful. Have you had any concerts actually these last 8 months?
Yes.
You have?
Yes, the most recent was last week. I got to perform the Four Seasons by Vivaldi with the Seattle Symphony here, and it was really fun. It was kind of weird when I walked on stage, just because I hadn't been in a hall for 8 months. So yeah, but it was so fun, and the musicians are great. It's just really great.
That's wonderful. So I would like to ask you a little bit, of course, it's the Bach competition, and so let's talk about Bach to start with. So tell us how you and Bach have evolved together. Your performance was visionary last year, and it really stood out for its sensitivity, and what I felt was just a deep understanding of Bach's language. So I'd like to ask you where you learned that.
Oh, thank you, Colin. That's so nice. Well, I think it started, I remember when I got Rachel Podger's solo Bach CD for the first time, and I heard it. I think I was 10 maybe, and I just remember thinking, wow, I didn't know that it was a Baroque violin. I just knew that she played it in such a way that I'd never heard it before like that. And that always stuck with me. And I had a great teacher in pre-college who was very open-minded and let me experiment. And I think that added to me really enjoying playing Bach, because he let me do a lot of different things, even if I didn't even know what I was doing, kind of. And when he passed away when I was 15, really felt a disconnect with violin, but also with more specifically playing Bach after that. I just didn't feel the same way. I felt very confused. I felt like I was playing Bach, like I was being taught to play Bach, kind of like the way I would play Tchaikovsky concerto or something. And it wasn't until I got to my undergrad where I had to take an extracurricular class, and I chose to take early music ensemble, which met once a week. And I found out that there's such thing as a Baroque violin, and that had these weird strings made of gut. And I think it started from that. I was like, oh, there's some really cool composers that I have no idea about. And also I can play Bach kind of similar to that. And then when I went to grad school at Indiana University, I studied with Stanley Ritchie there, who really started teaching me that there's this whole other perspective on like how to think about music, and you can delve into research, reading these treatises that like Mozart's dad wrote, or Gemignani, all these cool people that I never probably would have found if I hadn't gone down that path. So that, I think, all in to say, all of that made me really love playing Bach again, and feel satisfied that I knew like this was the right to play Baroque music, kind of, and not just Baroque music, just everything, I think, in a historically informed way.
I know that you feel very attached to the C Major Sonata, which you played last year. How many times do you think you've performed that piece?
Let's see, I think I performed it about 6 times through now.
Okay, so it's still relatively young, even though it's extremely mature. And when was the first time that you played it?
The first time was the first time I learned it too was when I was 22, and I was going to the Bach Leipzig competition. And it was like my first, it was the biggest competition I'd been, like an international competition I'd been to at that point. And so I really delved into it and learned it, because I had never learned the fugue, because it was so daunting. I had never learned it before. It was the last one that I was to learn too, because I learned the other 5 and I just so I played it in Germany for the first time. In Leipzig.
So and are you aware when you come back to a piece like that that your performance has changed, or you are aware?
Yeah.
So do you listen, for instance, to old performances?
Yes, and I, get embarrassed. But
I know the feeling.
I had to record it for the preliminary for that competition. So I went back like a year ago, or a couple of years ago, and I listened to it, and it was good for me at that time, but I'm glad I do not play like that anymore.
Well, I know the feeling. Not long ago, I found an old cassette tape of my 16-year-old Bach, and it was truly horrifying, and just impossible to believe that was me. Have you listened to any of your 16-year-old Bach?
Yes, I actually, well, not 16, but I was 9, and I was learning the A minor fugue, and I was pretty impressed for a 9-year-old. No, I definitely, it's a lot different now. But it's nice to hear, as kids, I don't know, probably for you too, like we're just so innocent, and I don't know, at that point, not thinking so much about all this technique stuff, you're just kind of playing. And I really like listening to hear that, just for the love and playing of a kid,
That's really marvelous. I must say I didn't feel like that about my own young Bach, but I'm so glad you did. While we're just talking about Bach, I'm curious to know if you have feelings now about ornamentation?
That's a heated question. Because so, everybody has different opinions, as you said, on Bach, and especially ornaments. I think my own personal feeling is, I think if you can do it, ornament, if you feel in the moment of your performance and you want to do something, I think you should do it if you've also kind of educated yourself on the types of ornaments that they might have been doing. And also, like, Bach wrote in a lot of ornaments, especially. Absolutely. Right? So I think if you can kind of tap into the language and you feel an urge to do that in a performance, and it's a real ornament, it's not something you've thought of, I think that's totally fine. I know that's my opinion, though, because some people say you should absolutely not do any ornaments in Bach. So
I don't feel that. It's interesting you're talking about if in the moment, how much freedom do you reckon you give yourself to be in the moment?
When I'm performing?
Yeah, I mean, how far would you say you go in planning?
Well, I think when I'm performing it for myself in practice, and I do something which I really like, I'll definitely remember that and be like, okay, so if I feel the urge to do that in performance, I'm definitely gonna maybe use that. I also like to play with, or I like to look at the different ornaments that people wrote down back then and just play through them. So I don't know if that's cheating or not.
No. Do you feel that your generation has some sort of responsibility somehow to, I was going to say, to resuscitate classical music? I don't know if I really mean that, but you know how people have been saying, I mean, since I started playing, people have always been saying that classical music is dying and audiences are elderly and that they're not going to be replaced. But there are always people, I think, I mean, I've never really believed that classical music is dying, but maybe there's a thought that this pandemic has almost like been the last nail in the coffin or something like that. I don't know if you have that feeling, but if you do you have ideas about how you might want to make classical music more alive in the future?
That's a big question. But no, I've definitely thought about it. Well, I think we definitely have to get our age, younger people into, more into it. It's just, I'm lucky to have my friends here who I've known since high school who do listen to it because I invited them to my concerts, and they just realize, oh, it can be cool. It's not just, suits and old people in the audience, or it's these vibrant pieces of music that kind of sound like sometimes Bach sounds like has a drum bass beat like hip hop or something, right? You can like make these correlations to them. I think somehow we need to get people more into it who usually wouldn't be into it, or who don't have access to it. And I also think social media can help in a way. I don't like social media, but also I think it's kind of necessary, especially for the younger generation, to get, to have a place they can put stuff for people to see, because where they're going to see it if not on social media, I guess. So, and I think some people have been, doing the bring your own booze, bring your own, dinner to these concerts, making them less formal, and it attracts more people that way, because it's not they don't see it as this high class thing that only a certain person can go to. Do
you talk to audiences now just as a matter of course?
Yes, that's a good point. I think learning that engaging with the audience is really important, just so that even just to explain what you're thinking or what vision you see when you play a piece. Even you don't even have to talk about the form or not, but just to give them what you're seeing helps to explain maybe what the composer was feeling, to make these composers more accessible and more human, to explain like why you're playing this on the instrument that you're playing on. I don't know, I've noticed it really makes it personal for the audience member, and it also makes it personal for you because you get to connect and you get to talk to these people, and they're not just play the concert, you're done, bye.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's very important. Do you tend to do that as the program's progressing, or do you come out afterwards and let them ask questions?
I think both. I love talking on stage because of those reasons, but also it's the most nervous part of the performance because, talking for me, I think is not a natural thing. If I had to practice, enunciation and stop, like I say, a lot, like to cut that out and but just to engage them throughout the program, and then also to come out and say thank you for coming, and then they can ask questions and you get to know them. I think doing both is meaningful.
Hello, everyone. I'm Philip Setzer, representing the jury today. I wanted to start with a very personal, just a short personal story about Bach, thinking about my experience with Bach, going way back to when I was 16 years old. I went with my parents I grew up in Cleveland. My parents played in the Cleveland Orchestra, and they took me to hear a concert at Oberlin in the beautiful Finney Chapel of their teacher, Oskar Shumsky, who was giving a solo recital, including the D minor partita that you heard today, played by Selina Bitu. I remember sitting in the balcony with them in the first half and noticing that there was one seat down close to the stage. And during the intermission, I went down and sat up close. And the second half of the program was the D minor partita. In the middle of the chaconne, a thunderstorm came. I was 16. I was trying to decide what to do with my life, whether to go to New York, maybe go to Juilliard, who to study with, what to do. I was even considering medicine at that point. Well, in the middle of the chaconne, with Shumsky playing and the thunderstorm, I decided basically what the rest of my life was going to be, and decided that I really wanted to study with him. So I just tell that as a kind of little vignette of one's life, and just to show the power of Bach, also to show the power of Oskar Shumsky, not to mention the thunderstorm. Last year, Colin Carr talked about how brave one had to be to play Bach because people were so opinionated about how Bach should be played. Vibrato, no vibrato, ornamentation, no ornamentation, what kind of strings to use, what kind of bow to use, et cetera, et cetera. This is also why it's so difficult for us to judge the performances. There are so many different approaches to playing these pieces and so many different ideas about how they should be played. But we agreed as a jury, I think, on the following important criteria, and I just want to mention these. We didn't make this list, it's just these are things that came up in our discussions, and I thought it would be interesting to mention them. Technical excellence, of course. Is it in tune? Is it clean? Is the sound beautiful? Is there graceful phrasing and graceful use of the bow? Is there good execution of the many chord passages that are so difficult to play on the violin and on the cello and on the viola? Knowledge of the style in historical context, whether played in historical practice style based on our knowledge of how this music was played in Bach's time, or a more modern approach, more romantic approach, or something in between. Knowing the text, what Bach actually wrote and what has been edited by others, familiarity with Bach's original manuscripts for the violin works, and his wife Anna Magdalena's copy of his manuscript for the cello suites. The original Bach manuscripts have never been found, unfortunately. But basically respecting the score, the understanding of harmony and structure, knowledge of the dances, which comprise many of the movements or influence of the movements in the violin partitas and the cello suites. Personal expression and character in the performance, sincerity, passion, sensitivity. And lastly, are we moved by the playing? Are we moved by the music because of the playing? So all that said, after much discussion and many, many hours of listening, and more discussion and more listening and more discussion and more listening, we have winners to announce today. The second prize goes to violinist Claire Borg. Congratulations, Claire. The first prize winner of the 2020 Lillian and Maurice Barbash JS Bach Competition, that is a mouthful, is the cellist Maxime Kenneson. Congratulations, Maxime. The jury would also like to send special congratulations to the 3 other finalists. There were over 130 applicants this year from all over the world. And to be in the top 5 of that group is an amazing achievement in itself. So congratulations to the other 3. Now, I must not forget to thank a number of people and organizations. First, sincere thanks to all those young, gifted musicians who applied to this competition. We hope it was a good experience for you and that you will take something positive and lasting with you from this. Second, I would like to say something about the jury. As with any group, we didn't agree on everything all the time, but the combination of congeniality and mutual respect that was shown at every twist and turn made this a very positive experience for all of us. And I might add, I learned a tremendous amount from my colleagues. So many thanks to my friends, Colin Carr, Stephanie Chase, Stanley Ritchie, and Tanya Tompkins, listed alphabetically. It was a pleasure to be on this jury with you. Third, I speak for all of us in thanking the music department of Stony Brook University and its chair, Perry Goldstein, for graciously serving as the home and host of this competition. I know that each of us at Stony Brook is honored to be part of this important event. A special thanks to the Island Symphony Orchestra for being the competition's fiscal sponsor. This is an amateur community orchestra based on Long Island. Susan Barbash plays in the cello section. And speaking of Susan Barbash, many heartfelt thanks to her and her siblings, Kathy and Shep, for all the support and help in setting up and managing this competition. No small feat, but I know an act of love for the music of JS Bach, for the great young talent who participated in this competition, and with loving remembrance of their parents, Lillian and Maurice Barbash. Sadly, most of us have not been able to play in person for audiences since early last March. Like musicians and music lovers everywhere, we look forward to the day that we can make music together again and play for all of you. It was very important to hold this competition virtually despite the pandemic. Young musicians need every opportunity. They are inspired by having a goal, and they all deserve encouragement. Congratulations again to Maxime Kenneson and Claire Borg. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.